Hey guys, this is Ryan Weimer with Weimer Investments. Here's your real estate market update for Boise, Idaho. So I'm recording this as of the end of the first week of July. Please take that with a grain of salt because as we all know, the market is changing rapidly right now, month to month, even week to week. So take this with a grain of salt. Let's start with price. So we saw a 1.7% decline in price from May to June, which is our first month we've seen a month over month price decline all the way back to April 2020. Now, what do we remember about April 2020? Well, that's right when COVID happened. So we've not seen, as you can see, this graph behind me, once it gets updated for June, we'll cross that zero line there for a month over month price decline. And we have not seen that in quite some time in Idaho. It's been 26 months. Next, if we look at homes sold, we've got about a 9% decline month over month in homes sold. In the Boise, Idaho area, that's pretty substantial. Usually we see an uptick in activity in the May, June, July months because school is out. People are moving from out of state. So that is significant and something to keep an eye on. As far as inventory goes, inventory is really the one we need to pay most attention to. You know, in years past, the main driver for why we've seen prices just explode through appreciation was just a lack of overall inventory. Now, from May to June 2022, we've gone from about 1.6 months of inventory to 2.7 months of inventory. So what do I mean by that? If we take the inventory and we divide it by the total number of homes sold in that month, we get a amount of time that it would take to sell off all the current inventory. A balanced market, so I'm saying balanced between buyer and seller, is typically 6 months of inventory. So we've gone from 1.7 months of inventory to 2.6 months of inventory in just 1 month. That's substantial, and I expect that to continue. But overall, we're still very, very far from even a balanced buyer and seller market. So we're still in a seller's market. We have a ways to go. Watch for that inventory number to keep creeping up, but it has significantly gone up in the last month. Looking at this month's data, the most interesting piece was the days on market. We actually went up by just 1 day month over month. So what the heck is happening? Because Ryan, I see a record number of price drops in Ada County the last couple weeks. And guys, historically speaking, a record number of price drops. I mean, we haven't seen any price drops in recent memory, right? So what's happening now, you got to understand the psychology of sellers. So I can speak in our business because we're on the front lines and we're talking to sellers every day. Still about 40% of the population has no idea that the housing market has cooled so much because of interest rates rising. So what's happened is either, their realtor told them that they could get a certain price, or they made plans on upsizing to a different home, or they made financial, emotional, big life-changing decisions based on a number that was either promised to them or they had in their head because, hey, their neighbor's property sold for that much, okay? But now, because interest rates rose so drastically, you got a lot of people that listed too high and got caught with their pants down. So my question, and what'll be interesting to see in the coming months, what's going to happen when all those people that got caught with their pants down, listing too high, or having their expectations so off because of how fast things changed? What happens when that inventory runs through the system? And that's going to take 60, 90, 120 days because a lot of people are so stubborn on a price. They've made plans, right? They're going to go do their thing. So, what's going to happen when that 60, 90, 120 day inventory of people that price too high is now gone from the market? My prediction is a lot of people are not going to choose to sell. I think we're going to create even more of an inventory problem here in about a year's time because people aren't going to move. A majority of the population is now under record low interest rates on a 30-year fix. So why in the world would somebody go sell their home and their property that they have at one payment to go live in a crappier place at double the payment? It doesn't make financial sense, right? So that's going to exacerbate the supply problem. Right now, interest rates are just diminishing the demand a little bit, but we're still very bullish on townhome and multifamily plays. If people are priced out of the buying market, then what are they going to do? They're going to rent. So what are we doing right now? We're using this as a huge opportunity to go on offense. If you're a buy and hold investor, it's been so hard over the years to get deals. Now finally you can get deals that cash flow and cash flow well in the Boise, Idaho market, which has been unheard of in years past, right? So all these people that are priced out of buying, what are they going to have to do? Like I said, they're going to have to rent. I don't see with the rate of inflation any sign of rent increases slowing down. What the state of Idaho has, although if you talk to locals, they wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but still relatively very, very affordable compared to markets like California, Colorado, Utah, even Phoenix, pretty much anywhere in the West, right? So we're really bullish on this opportunity to go on some offense and capitalize on these opportunities that have been pretty hidden and hard to get to in recent years.